Hey everyone, so in today's video we're going to go over how to run reports on the route tickets that the technicians out in the field are creating. So in order to do so, the first thing that we need to do is head to our route ticket list. So we'll go ahead and click Route Info and then select this option right here that says Route Ticket List, which will of course open up this screen right here. Now, if you're not seeing route tickets yet, and you know your guys are out in the field creating route tickets, the first thing that you need to do is click Sync Mobile Devices. You can run a Sync All, or you can select Route Tickets and then click Sync. Those route tickets will then sync back into the service program desktop software. Now, the nice thing about today's video is that the reports that I am going to show you today are web-based, which means you can run them in real time. So you don't need to perform a sync of route tickets. The route tickets do not have to exist in the desktop software in order to run the report that I'm going to show you today. So once we're at the route ticket list here, we can go ahead and click this button along the top that says Web Ticket Reports. You'll see an icon of a globe. Once I click that report, that will open up the web browser. And it should bring us to a screen that looks like this. Now, the nice thing about the route ticket reports are we can be super flexible here with exactly what information we are trying to get out of the route ticket readings. So you can be specific and just select one customer. If you leave it blank, that'll encapsulate all customers. Same for the route. Maybe you just want to run a report on one of your route technicians. If we leave that blank, it will include all stops for all routes. So all we need to do is input a beginning date. Now, I know I've created some tickets over the past month or so. So I'm going to input March 1st as our date, as our beginning date. As our ending date, we'll use the last day of April, which would be April 30th, 2019. And then right along the bottom here, it says Choose Report. We only have one option at this time. That's your route ticket readings report. And then all we need to do is click the View Report button, and that will open up this screen right here. And as we can see, this customer column has all of the customers that we've created route tickets for. The route column displays the route that created those tickets. So I have Route 1 and also Joe. We also have a date field and arrival time and departure time. So when they're creating the route ticket, they need to clock in for when they arrived and clock out for when they departed. We also see the stop number. And then from there, in a previous video, we talked about how to format your route ticket labels. And these were some of the ones that I've just created for today's test. So this is obviously for a pool company. We have free chlorine reading, chlorine liquid added in gallons. We have our tabs added, pH readings, and so forth. And as you can see, some of these tickets I just quick completed. I didn't input any information. But there's others that do contain information, such as this one for John Doe on March 25th. We can see the chlorine reading. We can see how much chlorine was added in gallons, which is nice. You'll notice along the bottom here, there's an S and an A. The S stands for sum. The A stands for average. So this is nice. And in a previous video, when we talked about formatting our route ticket labels, I explained why it would be a benefit to have fields such as chlorine liquid added in gallons as a route ticket label, because this is where we can determine the total amount of liquid chlorine that we're adding based on a date range or a route or even a specific customer. Maybe you have a technician that's a little bit more heavy-handed than your other technicians and you're wondering whether or not he's going through more chlorine. This is a nice report that you could run to figure that out. So you could look at the sum for what Route 1 is using on the pools that he services versus what Joe or the other technicians are using. If I scroll to the right, I also can see some other fields. We had our drop-down fields, which you can see I didn't fill out, but water clarity and algae present. And then also our checklist options. So skimmed pool, vacuumed, brushed, emptied baskets. It appears as though I am not the greatest technician because I did not check off any of those options. But if I did, we wouldn't see an N here, we would see a Y. So once you've generated this report, you can print it out if you click the print button right here along the top to get that in paper form. Or you can also export this to Excel, which is nice. If you go ahead and click the green Export to Excel button, that will take all of this information and put it in a nice CSV file format. And then from there, you can further manipulate it, such as, maybe you want to order these rather than based on date, but on chlorine reading level. So you can see which pools have the most amount of chlorine versus which that have a very low chlorine level. Maybe you guys need to get back out there and add some more chlorine. So again, this is how you utilize the route ticket reading report in the service program. And just to mention it one last time here, the nice thing is you can run these in real time. As soon as that route ticket is created out in the field, if you run a report, it will display. You do not even have to wait for it to sync back into the desktop software.